smokers, folks.
Strongman personal finance.
Ain't no dang jokers. Alrighty, folks, big video. So in this video, I want to address the last time I was ever bullied in life. The last time I was ever bullied in life. The last time I was ever bullied in life. The last time I was ever bullied in life. Howdy there, folks.
You're spending more of our money on those stocks. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Boy, did I get brutalized today.
Welcome back, Strongman Personal Finance. So somebody in my comments section recommended that I react to this epic video by Jeremy Financial Education, this handsome man who is a better investor than Warren Buffett. This man, he claims, has gotten 70% returns. And if you give him just a small fee of a couple $1,000s, you can get at least 30% returns every year, which is, what, triple the S&P 500? Oh boy. So in this video, how I will become a millionaire, we're going to see how well this aged, because this video was made 2 years ago by financial influencer, financial genius, and financial ass clown, Jeremy Lefebvre, also known as Financial Education. So we're just going to sit back. We're going to drink a beer. Okay, I got a Heineken. And we're going to roast Jeremy Financial Education, because what's better on a Saturday night than making fun of this massive freaking clown? So let's see what he has to say.
Howdy there, folks, and welcome into today's video. Hope you guys are doing great out there. As always, doing a little bit of a different video here today, talking big picture. Sometimes I hear folks, want to hear about my goals, some of those sorts of things on a financial front, at least. And so we're going to talk big picture today. My plan is to hopefully become a billionaire someday.
Oh, look, that balloon is showing Jeremy Lefebvre's IQ.
And how I get there, essentially, like how does this actually happen, right? So if I view the last 10 plus years of my life, right, it, started with poverty, obviously, and then we just kept investing, kept building. And my focus has really just almost always been on growth for the last 10 plus years.
I love every single influencer always has a poverty story. I was born into poverty and I didn't have any escape. And then I started buying tattooed chef stock, and all of a sudden I became a billionaire. Look at my big house, bro. It's embarrassing, okay? I did not come from poverty. I'm from a middle-class family, and I'm fine with that, okay? You don't need to come from poverty to be respected. If somebody says, I came from poverty and made it, I'm going to doubt you until you provide some actual proof, because a lot of the times scammers say that to show that they're an American success story. Like Jeremy, of course, he's an American success story, of course.
Years. And obviously that's helped us get to a stage now where, I don't have to do anything for the rest of my life. Like literally, if I just want to go chill on a beach, I can go chill on a beach or something, right? Now,
okay. This enormous house that he lives in, his Teslas that he has, his lifestyle, which we all know is heavily inflated. If you buy very expensive things, it becomes very, very hard, even if you wanted to go chill on the beach. I 100% guarantee you, with the amount of bills this massive degenerate clown has, there is no way in hell he could have retired at this point. I can't retire. I have a much cheaper lifestyle than Jeremy Lefebvre, and I'm telling you right now, I can't retire right now. But then again, I didn't make millions of dollars on tattooed chef stock, so maybe that's the reason why. But when you become wealthy, if you make a lot of money, you don't want to throw it into a big house like this absolute moron did.
Now, for me personally, that doesn't sound fun. I'll just be straight up. Like, that doesn't sound fun in respect. Like, if somebody else got to, this sort of level and they're like, I'm done. I'm like ready to dip and go, retire for the rest of my life, like respect. I think it really comes down to like, what do you enjoy most in life? Personally, I love working. I love the game of money and climbing that wealth pyramid and things like that. I think it's fun. And
he enjoys working. Okay, here's what work is. You leave your house, potentially, so you can tell at work too, and you provide a good or service to somebody. I'm an accountant. I go to my work and I do journal entries and calculate profit and loss. That's what I do, okay? I provide value to all the people that look at the financial reports that I put together. I make sure the company pays its bills, okay? That's what I do. I mean, that provides value, right? HVAC person goes and fixes people's HVACs, okay? People provide value. They go to work to provide value. What is this work that Jeremy is doing? Is he providing a good or service? No, he's scamming. He's taking your money by lying to you and massively underperforming the market, which you will too if you listen to him. He doesn't work. This is not a job. This is an absolute massive, disgusting scam.
And I love bringing value to people, and I love being of value, right? And
Love it. Providing value. Okay, yeah.
I just go sit at the beach all day and look at the ocean waves. I mean, I don't honestly feel like I'm being of value, right? I might be relaxing. That's cool. If I just play video games all day, that, you know, I can't even like comprehend that, right? It seems like a step back for me, like going back.
Society would be so much better. This country would be so much better off if you just went to sat your worthless, disgusting, scamming, you know what, at the beach and played video games. Please, please.
High school years, right? So for me, it's always about like, what's the next thing I'm doing? Where am I going next in life and those sorts of things. And so my kind of perspective on this is, in order for me to go from where I'm at, where I'm, you know, at this level, and I'm doing very, very well for myself, and I don't have to do anything for the rest of my life, but to get to a billionaire, it's definitely, it's quite a bit away, right? I mean, we're not like that dang close. Let's just put it that way. We're a long way from there. And
okay, let's think about billionaires. So there's a couple different categories of billionaires. There's one type of billionaire that like they just inherit their money. You know, mommy and daddy were rich and they gave me money. Yes, I'm better than you. Shine my shoes, you plebe. That's one type of billionaire. There's other billionaires that are the founders of innovative, valuable companies that grow and grow and grow and provide a great good or service to millions or even billions of people. That's a way that billionaires are made. What does Jeremy do that would even possibly get him close to becoming a billionaire? Nothing. He has not started a innovative company that's going to change people's lives. He's a god-awful investor that has lost millions of dollars on companies that have gone literally bankrupt. Tattooed Chef, Voyager Digital, Smile Direct Club. The list goes on and on and on. Do you really think that Jeremy Lefebvre is going to become a billionaire? This video was made 2 years ago. Since this video was made, Tattooed Chef has gone bankrupt. This was his stock that he said was going to 10x, and that was he's going to put his reputation behind. Smile Direct Club has gone bankrupt. Voyager Digital has gone bankrupt. He's lost millions and millions and millions of dollars. His business that he bought it, is it the Hungry Bowl? Some kind of stupid app he was working on. Shut it down. He threw tens of thousands of dollars into it every single freaking month. And he lost it all. The business shut down. Where is he going to become a billionaire? He's not going to inherit it because he's, I'm from poverty. Yeah, I'm better than you. I used to be poor. Yeah. And he hasn't founded a amazing and innovative company that is going to hurt or help people, billions or even billions of people. And he's lost millions of dollars on stocks. Where's the billionaire going to? I don't understand where the billionaire comes into play here.
so in order for me to get there, how do I view this? Well, first thing is, I can't have any massive losses, right? If I was to, let's say, lose half of my capital, that would be very, very devastating to, you know, trying to achieve a goal like that of, you know, getting to a place where I have, you know, $1 billion. If I lose half my capital or something like that, it'd be devastating. So,
okay. Do you think he's lost half of his capital? Yes. Tattooed Chef, he was buying it in the 20s. It's at $0. He sold it at like $1, $1.50. Of course, he's lost half of his capital. If I lost half of my capital, I would, it would be really hard to become a billionaire. How about 70% of your capital? How about 80%? I can't even imagine how much money this guy has lost. Because remember, he shows you a portfolio that is carefully curated, that has these amazing gains on it. But he also has a private portfolio that nobody sees. And he's mentioned many times that he has millions of dollars in clown stocks that are now bankrupt. He's probably lost half of his capital or more. This is aged so epically, Jeremy.
So I'm really trying to focus in on companies that I feel are as close to sure bets as possible over the coming years. If you look at a lot of my biggest investments recently, they are not super, super confusing, complicated plays, right? Food company that's growing
Tattooed Chef.
massively.
it actually stopped growing and actually had massively declining revenues, and then it eventually went bankrupt. Okay.
Retailer, right? Pharmacy company. We think
Walgreens, it's dropped like 50 or 60% since he bought it, and just continues to drop and drop and drop. Okay.
about a gaming and streaming company. We think about obviously
I'm guessing that's Corsair. I don't know they did streaming. But Corsair has basically dropped 20, 30, 40% after a massive run up during the clown market when they were temporarily very profitable because everybody was locked at home with stimmy checks and bought a bunch of gaming hardware, computer hardware. Okay, the list goes on.
the Planet would be up there because I own that at like almost every single account.
Oh, every single account. Okay, the Planet has also crashed, and it's like 80 cents right now. Every single company he has mentioned has been nuclear obliterated. Nuclear obliterated. But he's going to be a billionaire, right?
But a lot of these companies are not necessarily the craziest ideas, right? I'm not investing in a space company. I'm not investing in a Nikola company, right? That it's like, you know, they went IPO and then it was like they're supposed to do this and that, and then they never really did anything, right? So I'm not getting into those sorts of plays because those sorts of plays could be a disaster, right? Sometimes they can go right and you can make a fortune, and a lot of times they don't go right? And you lose a fortune. And in the game that I'm trying to play, where I'm trying to become a billionaire, like, you know, I'm not getting there if I lose half my capital, right? Or if I lose 70.
The companies he's buying, he doesn't think he could lose a fortune. He did lose a fortune. Let's think about tattoo. What is tattoo chefs? You get vegans, right? They're all about health. I'm healthy. Oh my God. Even though they have like weak wrists and they, you know, like to put each other's fingers in their you-know-whats. And these people, they're supposed to be healthy, right? This company, Tattooed Chef, made frozen vegan food that was $5 a box. That had like 300 calories. It was full of processed garbage. You think vegans were going to eat that? You think that's something that's a sure bet? Yeah, that's really crazy. That's a really good idea there, Jeremy. Yeah, you made so much money. Can I buy your course, bro? Please, can I sign up for your Patreon? Yeah. He's so stupid. This is delusion.
% of my capital or something like that. So I'm trying to bet on as sure things as possible over the coming years. Now, with that being said, I'm trying to also bet on stocks that are essentially in a position that I believe are going to grow substantially. And although I might have thoughts that a stock should 5x or 10x over the next 5-10 years for various reasons, right? I look at that from the same token and I say, you know, what are the chances a stock loses me money over the next 3 years, 5 years? Also, what are the chances it maybe only 3x's or 4x's or something like that? And I'm trying to get myself positioned in stocks that.
There's an alternative to SPY ETF options.
Literally every single stock that he's referred to without saying directly has either gone bankrupt or dropped at least 50%. Like epic nuclear annihilation. But I think they're going to 5 or 10x. They could potentially 5 or 10x in the next 10 years. I want to be in stocks that I'm protected in.
Cases, you know, scenarios don't play out, right? Like the stock doesn't 10x or 5x over the next 5-10 years. That I'm very extremely confident that it can at least 3x, right? Or 4x, because I've got to continue to grow. I'm not becoming a billionaire if I don't continue to grow, right?
Exactly. You're not going to become a billionaire if the companies you invested in go down massively or go bankrupt. Yeah, you're right, Jeremy.
So that's kind of my first thought process around stocks, okay? Now let's talk about income. So obviously, you know, YouTube pays decent, but YouTube's not getting you to become a billionaire. Maybe Mr. Beast or something like that, right? But not with my type of content, which is obviously very stock market heavy. That's a very niche market, right? So my day job, if you want to call it that, I'm making YouTube videos. That's not going to get me there, right? And I'm trying to provide as much value to folks in the short term as possible. But obviously, there's going to be a day where you know, this just isn't part of my day, right? You record a YouTube video and going out, you know, and filming a whiteboard video and things like that. So for now, I'm trying to give people as much value as possible, and I want to see as many of you guys reach 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures in the stock market as possible. And obviously, I'll keep up my channels, you know, long after I'm gone, and those videos will be able to be viewed by, you know, future generations and things like that. But
can you believe this guy? Oh my God. Just like the arrogance, like the utter narcissism and arrogance that this, I love this freeze frame, that this idiot, loser, scumbag fraud who's lost multiple millions of dollars on bankrupt companies thinks kids in 2055 are going to be watching his videos and learning. He thinks he's like young Warren Buffett if we had been filming Warren Buffett back in the day. It's just lunacy.
I can't keep doing this forever, right? Because it just doesn't pay well enough. Like, you know, it's cool and I enjoy it, and I'm glad a lot of people get a lot of value out of it, but it's just not scalable enough to get me to my type of goals, right? Let's talk about the private stock group. So the private stock group, you know, a lot of people think like maybe my grand vision is with the private stock group to get that to 10,000, you know, in the community, or 20,000 or something like that. No, actually, no, that's not my focus either. I want everybody in the private stock group and who's going through group coaching, the growth sessions and things like that. I want them to all get the most value as possible, and hopefully as many of those folks achieve 6 figures, 7 figures, 8.
How'd y'all do in that private group? How much did you pay him? 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 20,000? How much money did you give Jeremy, and how well did your portfolio did? You know how much money I've given Jeremy? Maybe a couple cents from ads on his videos. But I have not paid this clown a dime, and I never will, because if you pay him money, the return is negative, massively negative. His private stock group is a scam. I've seen his videos that he puts out in his little course, full of factual errors. That's right. He doesn't even know how to calculate the PE ratio. I've got video evidence of that.
Oh, but it's going to help me become a billionaire, but it's not my main focus. You know, once your grandchildren are watching my videos and signing up for my stock group, they're going to be fine, but that's not going to be how I get to the billions. I'm going to tell you in a second, though. I got a master plan. It's going to be easy, bro.
8 figures as possible. And I want to give them the blueprint and the game plan on how to get there. And, you know, step by step, but at the same time, like, no, my goal is to not like grow that into some huge thing. That's also not a very scalable business. It's just not. It's a cool side piece, and I'm glad I can provide that for people and give them a ton of value in there. And we've had people.
You're going to be a trucker side piece.
Build great friendships out of that. I built personally great friendships out of the private stock group with some of the 7-figure investors and some of the coaches and things like that. And so that's been amazing.
Could you imagine like scamming people and then saying they're your friends? Like you're literally committing fraud, and you're like, oh, that's my friend. You're like stealing money out of their wallet. Hey, you're my best friend. You want to have a beer?
Amazing, and the connections I built off of you know, having the private stock group and things like that, like, you know, connected with people I never thought possible, right? And investors that, you know, you realize, man, you're not the only good investor in the world. There's a lot of them, and I've been fortunate to that. But at the same time, that's not really, you know, enough of a scalable thing to get me there, right? And so from a business standpoint or income perspective, it's really about growing things that are truly scalable and bring crazy value to people, right? You know, for instance, the private stock group is not,
you know, like Microsoft software or Facebook where you can advertise, or Apple, which makes amazing phones and watches and software. I mean, Jeremy's going to have the same thing, right?
an easy sell, because
We're Marcus by Goldman Sachs. We want to help you make the most of your money. That's why we offer a high yield on.
if you just hear about that, right, you're like, you know, what's the big deal? First, you got to kind of be bought into me, right? You got to know that I'm the truth, right? And for you guys that watch my content, you know,
oh Lord, I'm the beginning, the middle, and the end. I am the one and only truth. Oh Jesus, Jeremy Lefebvre. Who's buying into this guy? Apparently a lot of people, because he still gets decent amount of views. Buying into Jeremy. What a freaking joke.
you know, day in and day out, year in and year out, you know I'm the truth. You see the stocks, and you know the chances we lose money, very slim. The chances we make a whole lot of money, very high. And
oh, okay. You're still even though you have companies that went bankrupt, you're still the truth though, right?
It's just, I just made a little mistake. I'm only human. I did your taxes and I cost you $100,000. I'm only human. Sorry.
that proof is in the pudding. Like look at the past 5 years of content, and look at the stocks I've
You're the trucker's pudding in your butthole.
been buying. Look at the public count. Like, you know, it speaks for itself, right? But that's if you come across my content. If you don't come across my content, then, you know, like, why are you going to join the private stock group? Like, who's this Jeremy guy? Like, what's the big deal with him? You know, that's like, you know,
Why is he a massive fraud and scammer? I don't know.
you're not a believer, right? So that's not scalable. It's just not. So if I think about like how I get to the next level business wise, it has to be something that is so great that people want to tell other people, and it gets to a stage where it can build upon itself. It doesn't need me making YouTube videos about it to give a shout out or something like that, right? It doesn't need people to believe in me personally, right? It needs to be able to stand on its own 2 feet and just be a beast in itself, right? And so if I think about things that can get there, it's really around like apps and websites and bringing people crazy value with some of those products.
Just build an app and just build a financial app and website. I mean, there's not any other financial apps or websites out there, but I'm going to bring crazy unique value with my Hungry Bull app that isn't going to soak up hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars, and then I'll ultimately shut down. No.
And so what I've really been focusing on recently from kind of a business perspective is things like the Hungry Bowl, obviously, which is an app, which doesn't make us literally a dime right now. And I've stuck hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars into that, right?
This guy, oh, I love this. This is aged beautifully.
And it's obviously a big success. And I'm hoping it becomes obviously a lot bigger success over time.
It's gone. He shut it down.
And the thing I'm focusing on that is really customer first. First off, it's a free app. And we had thoughts of like, should we charge for it? Should we have upsells and things like that for the app? And I made the decision, nope, nothing. Everything literally is going to be free in the app. You want to see SEC reports? Free. You want to listen to earnings call right inside the app? Free. You want to do this?
It's free anyway. I could find an SEC report in like 5 seconds.
You want to do like everything free, right? And how we can make money over time is obviously we can have potentially affiliate set up. We can have sponsorships for like the newsletter, things like that. So there's definitely ways to monetize, but I
Sponsor FTX, Voyager maybe?
don't want anything where we're taking money from the people that are using the app essentially. I don't want anything like that, right? You know, advertisers for stories, for newsletters, things like that, cool. But anything where we're taking money directly from the people that are using the app, that's something I don't want for that particular project. And if I look at something like that, that's a scalable opportunity where I can see, you know, hundreds of thousands of people using that app in the future, if not millions of people, right? Right now,
There's a billion finance apps, a highly competitive industry. And obviously it's true because you failed.
we've already achieved over 30,000 users on the app already, right? Which is a massive, massive success. And if I look at the team, I'm very proud of the team we've been building out on the software side, on the newsletter side, on the content side, because we got a lot more content coming in future features. And the great thing is I've been in the stock market now for over a decade. And I know what folks are looking for in the finance community. And I'm like, let's just make this happen. And
I know what they're looking for. Stocks that sound futuristic and go up a lot. Give me a Nobel Prize.
I'm really taking like a Steve Jobs type approach from the way I view it, because Steve Jobs, there's a great video of Steve Jobs that always stuck with me. And he said, usually how a lot of companies want to do it is they want to say, okay, what type of tech can we do? And let's try to, build around that tech rather than building around the client first, the customer, right? And the way I'm trying to go is very much around the Steve Jobs approach, which is like,
he's basically Steve Jobs. I mean, the Hungry Pool is basically Microsoft or Apple or whatever. It's basically the iPhone. Oh, man. I mean, I guess if you're delusional, you can be successful on YouTube. I don't know how. It works.
We're going to build everything around the customer. We'll figure out the tech and how to get here, but here's what I want it to do. Here's exactly why I want SEC reports and here's where I want them, and here's how easy I want it to be, and things like that, rather than like, oh, this is our tech, let's try to build around that. So I'm really taking a client perspective and like putting myself in the shoes of somebody that uses this app, and what is the ultimate app for me? And we have a lot of stuff coming over the next 6, 12, 18 months that, is just some big game changer stuff when it comes to that. I'm thinking about, I'm not thinking about, we're already building it, a high-end software product that will be something that people have to pay money for, essentially. That is going to be, I can't talk much about it, man, because I want it, when we launch it, I want it to be properly launched. But essentially, it's going to be.
My husband's family is Greek, and
All the anticipation. This is a Wisey. I tutor on Wisey, but they advertise to me. Okay.
Parallel product in the stock market that is going to give you more information to make your investment decisions than any product out there, and by a lot. And
it's going to show the revenue growth rate and the 4P. That's all you need, bro.
And I can't really get into the details, but that's another scalable business that's going to compete in the high-end space. That's not a product that's going to have hundreds of thousands of people using it or millions of people using it, right? The Hungry Bowl over the coming years, yeah, I can absolutely see hundreds of thousands or millions of people using that, right? This particular website I'm talking about, this is not something that hundreds of thousands or millions of people are going to use. It's going to be more of a niche product, but it's going to be in the high-end space. And I feel like it's going to be the type of product that if you're serious about stock market investing, there's no way you're not going to be able to have this product. And if you go away from the product, you're going to feel like you just went down. And because you're
going to be going down on something. Could you imagine some sophisticated Wall Street hedge fund?
Here, we need some software to research our stocks. Oh, there's this massive idiot, Jeremy Lefebvre, that made tons of money on Tattooed Chef and lost Hungry Bull and literally lost $100,000, $1 million on a bunch of other stock. Let's hire him to have him develop our software that we can use to make money. Yeah, seems legit, bro.
that great of a product, and it gives you so much more information than you can get literally anywhere else. And the thing I'm trying to do with that as well is build it out in a way that is as easy to use from the customer standpoint as possible. And so that's kind of the way I'm thinking. And so, you know, if we're thinking about like, how do I become a billionaire? I've got to not lose a lot of money. I got to continue to pick great
Not lose a lot of money. But he did.
stocks, right? That are going to go up
Pick great stocks
2x, 3x, 4x, 5x over time, right?
that go bankrupt. Okay.
And if I can get in those 10x type winners every once in a while, like obviously, you know, Tesla was for us, whew, you know, that's going to help get there a lot faster, right? And then if I think about, you know, from the standpoint of creating products and services that are so great that people want to tell other people about them because they're that flipping flapjack and great, right?
That shut down because he was just burning money and never made any money. Okay.
That's big stuff. And I'm you know, thankful that I've been able to stay hungry this long and not get complacent. I'm also thankful I had the type of capital to put into projects. And, you know, without
I've got capital because I was a YouTuber during the clown market. You think he has capital now?
even knowing something is, you know, is going to be a success, I put hundreds of thousands of dollars into these things, right? Without any VC capital. I am the VC, right? And I'm very fortunate to be in that position. I can tell you, if it wasn't for the stock market, I wouldn't be in that position, right? So
if it wasn't for the stock market, he wouldn't have all this cap. It's not the grift courses that he's selling. It was the stock market. He sold some tattooed chef to finance Hungry Bull. That's right.
no different than back when I started my real estate marketing company many, many years ago, right? The only reason, where did I pull that money out of my stock market accounts? Because I had the money in there, right? And I was like, hey, you know, I need 5K, 10K, whatever it was, start that business. I got it up and rolling, right?
Oh, he pulled 10K out of his stock account. Wow, that's crazy.
So that's kind of me. You know, I usually, you know, this is kind of a different type of video, but I know some people will enjoy this and get inspiration from it, and will enjoy me kind of sharing my perspective on this and how I become a billionaire. And yeah, we'll see. You know, obviously at the end of the day, that you can talk a lot, but it comes down to execution. That's the thing I found. Like,
that is true, and you definitely talked yourself into a massive embarrassment here.
You know, I can say this, I can say that, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the execution and how well we do, and how hard we work, and how smart we work. That's what will come down to. The success will be predicated upon those things. And much love as always, guys, and have a great day.
Oh, what a beautiful video. So what did y'all think about that? 90 comments, man. We got some viewers in the house here. Okay, we got so many comments. This is a decent stream. Already 27 minutes in, 118 viewers. Let's do some comments. Are we ignoring Cole? Yes, everybody ignore Cole. Pretend he doesn't exist. We love you, Strongman. I love you too. I reckon Lefebvre likes to crop dust the mall when he goes on his missions to see. And that reminds me, there's another video where he's like driving in his car and filming people doing his DD. I need to react to that one as well. How's that billionaire status going for you, Jeremy? I'm sure he's closer than ever. Let's see. I'm in Jeremy's course and it gives me tremendous value. I think you're just being very negative. You got to be trolling. I can't wait till Jeremy opens his hedge fund. That's where it's really going to get fun. Oh, man. Could you imagine like me blasting an actual hedge fund on YouTube? I will gladly mother effing do it. Let's see.
PayPal's got a 3x. I bought it at 200 and it dropped to 60. But then if it goes from 60 to 180, I make money.
PayPal. Let's see. Yeah, this was the most outrageous thing. Future generations are going to watch. He literally thinks he's Warren Buffett. Like, I'm not even joking. He thinks he's that big of a deal because he has a YouTube channel. Imagine a YouTube channel making you think that you're Warren Buffett. I don't think I'm Warren Buffett because I have a YouTube channel. Just the narcissism, man. I live right next to Jeremy. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you're their next door neighbor. His channel is very profitable. Dude is just delusional and melting his money. I wish I had that money to melt, man. Oh, I'd be so rich. Woo! Well, Charlie Munger did just pass, very sadly. So there's an opening for Warren Buffett's confidant, and I clearly would recommend Jeremy Lefebvre replace Charlie Munger as Warren Buffett's confidant. Just slap a 30 PE on it. I do 40. I put 40 PE on VT now. I'm gonna be so rich. Buy YouTube Pro. It's a tax write-off. But But you know what saves me more money is not paying for it at all. Profits, bro. My profit margins on this channel, it's basically 100%, bro. I don't have any expenses. Let's see. Make my own thumbnails, do my own editing, which is non-existent. Pure profits, baby. Let's see. Strongman just jealous. That's true. I do not have as many chairs as Jeremy Lefebvre. That is 100% accurate. I will never have that many chairs. I'm just a loser. I think he's just drowning in losses, and he's probably extremely stressed. Yeah, but, you know, eventually there's going to be a bull market again. He'll be back. When am I getting my strongman? Any day now, I'm going to launch my own crypto. Let's see. I think Sarah Finance and Becky Quick. Who are these people? I'm sure they're great YouTubers. Does anyone need to be a billionaire? Does he want 8 houses? Because nobody should have 8 houses. I mean, if you become a billionaire by starting a great company, I don't got a problem with that. Okay, but you don't need to be a billionaire. I mean, you can live very well. If somebody gave me $10 million, I'd be retired right now. 100% I would be. Okay, you don't need $1 million or $1 billion. Most financial YouTubers make a massive effort to say this isn't financial. Consult a license about. Lefebvre has never said this once. How does he get it? Because the SEC is too busy, man. They don't got time. Notice how he hasn't bought any new. That's true. He's definitely, his money's a lot tighter. 100%. Let's see. Thanks for posting this video. Gave strong. I don't want to see Jeremy's downfall because then his family will hurt badly after getting used to this. They'll be fine. I mean, he's always going to make a decent, like, he's very good at scamming. So if his YouTube channel collapses and he goes bankrupt, he can just restart. That's what he did. He would declare bankruptcy, and then he would just start another grift. They'll be fine, trust me. He provides for his family. He's a man, a scamming. Eating some tattooed chef. Guys, I found mac and cheese, and I found a Buddha bowl on a military base. And I will be eating them in a video. They are still selling tattooed chef at a military base. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Please make fun of. Of course I will. 100%. He's a scam artist. He's a piece of trash. Strongman, what's the adjusted EBITDA? Earnings before interest, taxes. Well, I don't have any interest. Taxes, I mean, my channel doesn't pay the taxes. The profits pass through to me. Depreciation, I don't have any assets in service. I've already depreciated my computer. And I don't have amortization. Like, basically, it's the same thing as my profits. I'm a very asset-light business. A challenge coin. What would I put on it? A Buddha bowl and a schlong or something? Lefebvre got lucky once. He probably thinks he's the new. Of course he does. Listen, did you hear that video? Of course he does. You don't need to become a billionaire, but if you become one, that means you provide such great. That's you deserve. Exactly. And Lefebvre does not provide value. If he became a billionaire, this would be a sick world. But I mean, he can become a millionaire scamming, but to become a billionaire, it gets a lot harder. You got to actually maybe possibly provide value. Let's see. Lefebvre got a HELOC. I wonder how high his interest is now. Do you think he has a lot of? Of course he does. Of course he's financed to the hilts. He's a freaking idiot. All these people that make money, they're so stupid with it. That cauliflower, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat the Buddha. Well, I'm going to save one for posterity. So I'm either going to eat the Buddha bowl or the mac and cheese. I'll probably eat the mac and cheese. I don't want to eat a Buddha bowl. Let's see. To be honest, I think it's already gripped my scam. Hey, you'll make a lot of money. Start a coffee company. What's for dinner? Well, my mom made a roast. So I had a roast beef roast. It was amazing. Oof. Ooh, it was so good. Yeah. Tattoo Chef's market cap is $7,000. My Robinhood account has more value in it than Jeremy's 10x stock. Oh my God. People forget his older L's, and they'll forget these L's too. Trust me. God, what a stupid video. I can't wait for Tesla to start trading like a car company.
It won't, bro. It's Tesla. It's the future.
He got $1 million HELOC. Oh. All a HELOC means is like you're basically restarting your mortgage. Why would you do that? You've already paid off part of your house, and then you want to restart the mortgage? Really? No. God. Let's see. Alibaba to the moon any day now, I'm sure. Remember when he bought puts against the Dow Jones next day? It's comedy, man. It's not over till it's over. Jeremy will win. I'm sure, you know, whatever his definition of winning is, I'm sure he'll win. He'll become a billionaire. There's no doubt in my mind. All right, guys. That was fun to react to. You guys have a wonderful day. Cheers.
Since this time last year, I am down not 1 million, not 2 million, but $3 million. And, you know, I'm down over $1 million in the chef. Over $1 million if you add up all my different accounts. As you're seeing there, you know, basically lost everything in the stock. 200, that's $250,000. And then a much smaller position in my public account. This is my main private account.